Hello guys, welcome to AIMS IIT-JEE NEET Foundation Teacher Training session. So today we are here to guide you regarding the implementation of foundation courses at your campus. So hope you have received the teacher copy from your management. If not, please collect it as early as possible. So let's start our session guys. Let's divide our today's training session into 4 main parts. So first part regarding teaching techniques, second part will be about examination pattern, third part will be about results management, and fourth part about our AIMS India app installation. So let's start with the first part, teaching techniques. As we are dealing with IIT Foundation for school level children, so we should be somewhat careful while teaching. If you teach IIT also like normal subject, so then we cannot get good results in the classroom. So to implement IIT Foundation or to teach IIT or NEET concepts, so you have to follow some special techniques. As you are explaining difficult concepts to the children, so you have to follow some special methods. So first, let's discuss about learning and teaching. If you observe these two pictures, here we have a small boy who is learning to walk. Now my question is it some learning is happening there? He is trying to walk. Whether he can walk in one day, all of a sudden he can learn how to walk, is it possible? No, that it's a process. It takes many months of time. So he will try to walk, but he can't. He will try to take the support of some objects around him. So slowly he will learn how to walk. So their learning process is going on. So during that process, in single attempt, he didn't get success. So he has done so many mistakes. After that, after so many attempts, after failing for so many times, so finally he got the success. So means here some learning is happening. It's a process. There so many mistakes are happening. As a parent, we are encouraging the child. We are motivating him to walk. So finally he got the success because of multiple attempts and because of our engagement. So in the learning process, there is a possibility of committing mistakes. So during that time, we have to encourage him to make the mistakes. We have to give him a chance, or we have to give him choices. So then finally he can get the success. But same child, when he is coming to the classroom, if he becomes a student after entering into the classroom, so in our classroom, so whether we are giving such type of choices to the student or not, that we have to think once. So because here after coming to the classroom, so whatever subjects we are teaching, so there some learning is happening. During that learning, whether we are giving freedom to the student or not, so we have to think once. So because if you give freedom, if you give choices, if you give chance to a student, so then only he can learn. He may make some mistakes. At that time, instead of telling shut up, sit down, or instead of comparing with some others, what we have to do, we have to encourage him, because that learning process going on, so that process we have to enjoy, and student also he has to enjoy that process. So then only he can get success in the classroom. So otherwise he will get failures. So because learning will be done by the student, teaching will be done by the teacher. If both are independent, if there is no relation between the learning and teaching, so we cannot get good results in the classroom. So our teaching should be a part of learning. Our teaching should be a part of learning of the student. So while teaching any difficult concept or anything, or if any student commit mistakes while learning, so instead of shouting, please encourage that child, teachers. So then only they can love your subject and they can show interest on your subject. They can get good results in your subjects. So our teaching should not be independent. So our teaching should be a part of learning. Should be a part of learning. So try to follow this method. Next one. So eye level education is very, very important. Suppose if a mother wants to talk to a small child, so mother talking to a small child. So how she convey any message to a small child? The mother will bend down, she will come to the eye level of the child and she will talk, or she will take to the child to her, near to her, then she will try to convey her message. So whenever we are communicating with a very small child, what we have to do? We have to go to their eye level and we have to talk, or we have to convey our message. So then only they can understand better. Otherwise, they can't. So in the classroom also, what we have to do? We have to understand student point of view. Suppose for a 5th grade children or 6th grade children, so heat lesson or sound lesson, light lesson, like that difficult concepts we are going to explain. So at that time, our teaching should be in such a way that it should be from student point of view. If you take what example of light, student can understand better, because while you are teaching a light lesson, so students are familiar with the rainbow concept. So we have to take the example of rainbow, or like that. So you have to think from the student point of view. You have to come down to their eye level and you have to use easy language, and with that language, with that example, you have to make them understand the concept. Otherwise, without taking any real life example from teacher point of view, if you teach, then they cannot understand the concepts. So eye level education is very, very important, because all whatever IIT NEET topics we have given in the book, they are somewhat advanced topics compared to the regular curriculum. So you have to come that advanced topic with simple language, with easy examples from the student point of view. We have to explain. So then only students can understand that subject or concept. So this is second thing. So next. So active participation of the student is very, very important. See these two pictures, guys. So here, a teacher is going on a bus ride along with his students. And then second picture, a teacher going on a bike ride along with his students. So from these two examples, so what can we understand? So if a teacher goes along with the students on a bus, who will control the bus? Teacher will control the bus. So in what direction teacher wants to go, in that direction bus will move. So total control will be under the teacher, and the student will be just watching. He will be watching the teacher. He will be idle. He will be passive. He will be just watching the teacher. So there will be no active participation. The student cannot take the decision. A bus, where to go, in which direction it has to go, what is the destination. Regarding that, student will lose the control. So everything will be on the teacher. Total control will be on the teacher. So this is an example of passive teaching. Suppose if you go along with your students on the bike, on a bike ride. So at that time, every student will be having his own cycle. So every student can ride his cycle. Every student can take the decision. So as a teacher, you can act as a guide to them. In the second example, you can act as a guide to them. If they lose the balance, you can make them how to balance the cycle, like that you can explain them how to balance. So there the students, all the students, they will actively participation in your journey. In the first example, they are participating in the journey but not in active mode. But whereas in the second example, everybody they will participate actively along with the teacher in the journey. So your journey with the students will be, should be like bike ride, not like bus ride. So active participation is very, very important while teaching the IIT concepts. So, and while teaching in the classroom, so try to be yourself. We have observed so many teachers. Some may teach loudly, some may teach in humorous way, some may teach on serious note, some of them stand still and teach without moving. So just they will stand still and they will teach in an innovative way by taking examples of so many stories. Some of the teachers, they will walk around and teach. So everybody they will be having their own comfort zone. Their own comfort zone. You can follow any method, but try to be yourself. So try to know your comforts. So try to know your teaching method and try to improve your teaching techniques and try to be yourself in the classroom. Try to show confidence in the classroom with proper revision work. So that is one thing, guys. So next, so here smart teaching is very, very important. Suppose if the class, if the period of the, if one period is of 45 minutes, if you go on teaching for 45 minutes, students can't understand anything. So what we have to follow? We have to follow smart teaching methods. So within less time, with the easy language, you have to use easy language which can be which student can understand. That kind of language you have to use. Out of 45 minutes, only 25 minutes of teaching you have to do. That is also with the help of mind maps. You have to prepare mind maps. So whatever concept is there, whatever 2 pages concept is there, which is to be taught in one day. So prepare a proper mind map for that particular concept. So in what easy way if you teach, students can understand. So decide it before going to the classroom, or give the students some work, prepare mind map on this concept. So first group, this mind map, second group, this mind map. Like that, divide the classroom into groups, give them chart work, ask them to prepare mind maps, and with the help of mind maps, try to finish your concept teaching within 25 minutes. So after 25 minutes of teaching, you will be having 10 to 15 minutes time. So at that time, pose different questions to the students. By that, you can know whether they have understood the concept or not, or which student is dull, for which student I have to take extra care. That you can identify in the classroom. So while teaching the concepts, use easy language. So try to explain within 25 minutes of that concerned period. So try to pose different questions to different students after completion of your teaching. Try to make students into groups and try to ask them to prepare mind maps. So if they bring the mind maps to your classroom, so you can show them, you can demonstrate them, and you can explain in very less time. So, and while solving the worksheets, it may be level 1 and level 2 and level 3. You have to follow some techniques, guys. So because nowadays, if you conduct any exam, scoring marks, it became the responsibility of teacher, not the student. Why? Because suppose we have a worksheet, in that 60 questions are there. So what we are doing, from first question to 60 question, every question we are writing on the board and we are explaining. There we are doing the work. Whether student is getting involved in our work or not, that we are neglecting. So to avoid that, what we have to do means, so level 1 questions, you have to do complete on discussion note, on discussion, in discussion way. So after completion of concepts, before starting level 1 worksheet, ask them to solve all the questions by their own at home. At home. So next day when they come to classroom, because every student has done the worksheet, no, ask them to write answers. First answer A option, second answer B option, like that. They should write all answers in their notebook. So after coming to classroom, so just you have to discuss with them. First student, come on, get up, what is the answer? Second student, come on, get up, what is the answer? So ask them to check in self check. So every student, they will check their answers, whether it is right or wrong, they will note down in their notebook, and they will keep the marks in their notebook. So like that, level 1 questions should be done in a discussion way. So by that, what is the advantage means? Every student will learn how to read the question, and he will try to understand the question, and he will try to give the answer. In the first attempt, it may not be successful, but gradually, if you follow this method, so every student of the question will learn how to read the question, and he will try to give the answers. Not on the first day, at least for second chapter or third chapter, like that. So one period, not every period. So one period should be given for this discussion. So you can choose level 1 questions for that. And level 2 questions, what you have to do means, ask them to underline the important terms in the question, important terminology in the question, or important numerical values in the question, and give them hints or give them formulas. Just write the hint or formula on the board and ask them to solve in the notebook. Because on the exam day, the student has to solve the question, not the teacher. So in the classroom, if you make them habituate to solve the questions, so then only in the exam hall also we can expect good results from the students. So level 2 questions, just give them hints, tell them the procedure how to solve, and give them chance to solve in their notebook. If they are doing wrong, so then you can explain on the blackboard. Okay guys, next level 3 questions. So this will be the difficult one, no? So you have to explain one by one on the board. So here in our IIT Foundation books, we have only objective type of questions. While dealing with this foundation books, no need to give any notes, complete notes. For every concept, no need to give any notes. So just they have to maintain running notes. If you tell any extra information or important point, that they have to note down. Running notes they have to maintain. And concepts, definitions, formulae, they have to write down in their notebook, and they have to by heart. Before starting off level 1, level 2, level 3 worksheets, they have to by heart all the concepts, definitions, and formulae. And while solving the questions, you have to give them shortcuts. So here IIT question means the question will be big, but somewhat it will be tricky. So we have to understand that logical thing in the question, and with the help of shortcut, we have to finish the question within less time. So no need to follow the traditional method, step-by-step procedure, no need to write down in the notebook. So just they have to solve by using some shortcuts. For some questions, trial and error method we have to follow. So from the options, first one, is it correct or not? No. Second one, is it correct or not? Like that, from the options, by seeing the options, for some questions we can get the answer. So for competitive exams, whatever methods we follow, that we have to follow while teaching this IIT Foundation. So okay guys, so we will be coming forward with this videos regarding the subjects also, regarding maths, physics, chemistry, biology, regarding our lessons also. With this shortcuts, we are going to provide you the videos in the coming days. So our first session, it is about teaching techniques. Guys, once again, let me repeat. So your teaching should be a part of learning. That is one thing. So high-level education is very important. You have to teach from student point of view, not from your point of view. So active participation of the student is very, very important. Be yourself in the classroom, teach the concept in a confident way, and follow smart teaching methods using easy language, in less time, finishing the concept, posing different questions, discussion method, giving hints, solving difficult ones on the board, and giving some shortcuts. So like this, so try to adopt new techniques in your IIT foundation. So thank you guys. So after this, our next session will begin. Thank you. Have a good day.